afternoon, everybody. I am Tatum Gray. I am the founder of Guardian Voice of the Missing, and I am going to do a podcast today sharing some cases that are out there. You can always comment and let me know that you're here if there's any questions or anything I can do to answer for you. I am going to go ahead and get started with the cases that we have today. I'm starting out with J.P. Parton. He went missing May 16th of 2021 from High Ridge, Missouri. He was 19 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 21, 6 foot tall, 175 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He does have multiple scars on his back and his right forearm. He does go by JP. John was last seen leaving his residence with two male individuals. There were statements that he was going camping with friends. However, that was never confirmed. It is suspected that foul play is a factor in his case, and there has been little to no cooperations from the individuals that had last seen with or people that he had been affiliated with. JP has had no contact with his loved ones or any activity on social media since the time of his disappearance. If you have any information regarding JP's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Jefferson County, Missouri Sheriff's Department at 636-797-5000. Or you can call the Missouri State Highway Patrol Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 866-362-6422. I know that his family would like to see him get home. He also has a Facebook page as well that has been set up that you can send any tips or show support to the family. Our next case is coming out of California. This is Kajara J. Fraze. She is missing from Belmont, California on February 23rd of 2023. She is 22 years old, 5'7", 154 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She was 35 weeks pregnant at the time of her disappearance, and she should have given birth to her son. She was last seen around 10:39 p.m. in the area of Belmont Avenue and First Street, leaving on foot. She was wearing a black shawl, black hoodie, gray sweatpants, and black slip-on shoes. She does live in the city of Moreno Valley, but was with a family member in Vermont when she became upset and walked away from the family member's vehicle at that location. There is a picture at that location showing that her walking away. She is not familiar with the Belmont area. She has not been seen or heard from since. Loved ones are concerned for her and her child's safety. If you have any information regarding Kajara's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Belmont, California Police Department at 951-769-8500. There is also a Facebook page that has been set up for her as well for any tips or information, and also to give support to the family. You guys can always let me know that you guys are here. And I hope you guys are all having a good day. This next case is out of Alda, Oklahoma. This is Barry Ray Sims. He went missing on April 18th, 2023. He is 22 years old, 5'7", 140 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. He is enrolled in the Chickasaw Nation. If you have any information regarding Barry's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Chickasaw Nation Light Horse, Oklahoma Police at 580-436-1166. And I do not have very much information. I keep trying to see if I can find some more information about his disappearance and hopefully get him located and back to his loved ones. Hello, Allison. Hope you are doing good today as well. Thank you for being here. This next case is out of Kansas City, Kansas. This is Dell Figs. She went missing on April 2nd of 2023. She's 24 years old, 5 foot, 120 pounds, brown hair and blue eyes. She is non-binary. They do have brown hair naturally, but does dye it different colors. Her hair could possibly include blonde, green, blue, and pink, and it could also be shaved. They have blue eyes. They have piercings in both of their nostrils and in the middle of their nose, as you can see in some of the pictures. They have a piercing on their their upper lip, and on both cheekbones. They do have their ears stretched as well. Dale has multiple tattoos, which are a squid tattoo on her left thigh, a face of KC hat with Lil Kitchen on the right thigh, a bat just below the left knee, Lola Bunny on her upper back thigh, and fine piece in cursive script below on the left elbow. As you can see, those are pictures of her actual tattoos. Dell could be going by the names Hallie Tolley, Hallie Bray, Dell Figgy, and Mark Day Figgy. She had left. They had left their home following a possible argument with a roommate. They have left privacy with the intentions of living off the grid. They were last seen in the Kansas City, Missouri area of 40th and Euclid on April 2nd, 2023. However, their vehicle was located abandoned on I-70 and 20 miles east of Salina, Utah. Dell could possibly be in Kansas, Missouri, Utah, and New York. Loved ones are concerned for her well-being and her safety. If you have any information regarding Dell's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Kansas City, Missouri Police Department at 816-234-5043. And I will tell people about the Kansas City, Missouri. They do have a new number, and that's the number that I have given you guys because they have redeveloped their missing persons department. So I've been working on trying to get that updated number on the flyers that I've done. So that is the current number to contact Kansas City, Missouri Missing Persons Unit. This next case is out of Labette County, Kansas. This is Dakota Patton. He went missing on April 25th, 2023. He's 23 years old, 6 foot, 220 pounds, brown hair, and blue eyes. It was reported that Dakota and a male named Clint were last seen arguing over a female at a gas station. Dakota does not have his medication, which he cannot go without. His vehicle was located in the area of 18,000 and Quaker Road. It had 2 blown out front tires, and it looked like someone had dragged his car into the middle of a field where it was parked. However, Dakota has not been located. This is about a mile from the home of the last person he was seen with, named Clint. Family is concerned about his safety and well-being. If you have any information regarding Dakota's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Labette County, Kansas Sheriff's Office at 620-795-2565 or the KBI Missing Persons at 785-296-4017. I know with some of the things that I've seen, there have been some statements that could possibly be foul play definitely in his case, and I know his family is concerned about that. This next case I have covered before. This is Eli Villa Ramirez. He is missing out of Omaha, Nebraska on July 4th, 2022. He was 20 years old, At the time of his disappearance, he is now 21, 5'5", 120 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He does have a scar on his upper back near his right shoulder. Eli, at the time of disappearance, had shorter length hair, and he had been seen wearing a white Echo printed t-shirt, which is actually the shirt that is up there in the photograph at top. Black jeans and red shoes. He was on foot and doesn't have a car. He has no wallet and has had no activity on his social media account. He could be in the area of West Point, Nebraska. If you have any information regarding Eli's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Omaha Police Department at 402-444-5818 or the Nebraska Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. I know that his family is concerned. I have spoken to them, and they are very concerned on where he is at. This next case is another case that has been since December 12th. This is Dwayne Yellow Cloud. He went missing from Rapid City, South Dakota on December 12th, 2022. He is 51 years old, 5'10", 180 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. He does have a tattoo of lightning bolts on the left side of his face, which is down at that picture. That is something I've recently added. He does go by the name Dewey, and he was last seen around East North Street area in Rapid City, South Dakota. If you have any information regarding Dwayne's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Rapid City, South Dakota Police Department at 605-394-4131. Here's another older case out of Lincoln, Nebraska. This is Frank Boy Blackwater. I have covered him in the past. He went missing on January 17th of 2019. He was 57 years old. He is now 61, 5'9". He's between 140 and 160 pounds. His hair is gray and his eyes are brown. I did add some additional pictures that I have found on him. He was last seen at the Mount Talbot Kitchen and Outreach Center in Lincoln, Nebraska, getting supplies. He is transient, but it is very unusual for him to not have contact with his family. If you have any information regarding Frank's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Lincoln, Nebraska Police Department at 402-441-6000 or the Nebraska Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. This next case is a newer case that I did a flyer on. This is Janet Ann Walsh. She went missing from Shaler Township in Pennsylvania on January 20th, 2020. She was 70 at the time of her disappearance. She is now 73. She's 5'3" and weighs 300 pounds. She has strawberry blonde hair and hazel eyes. She does use a cane or a walker due to her limited mobility. Janet was last seen in the Shaler Township, Pennsylvania on January 19th of 2020 and had invited her daughter to dinner that next evening, January 20th, 2020. However, when her daughter arrived her mother's home in the 100 block of Dolores Drive, her mother's silver black 2018 Chevy Trax with a Pennsylvania license plate number KTW 6007 was not there, and neither was her mom. Her phone was inside the home, and she has not been seen or heard from since. If you have any information regarding Janet's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Allegheny County, Pennsylvania Police Department at 412-473-1200. And that is a picture of her actual car and her license plate. A couple things that I want to talk about a little bit today is clarifying again about missing persons reports. There's a case that is out there that a loved one reached out to me, and they were told by law enforcement that it takes 7 to 10 business days in order to process a missing persons report. And I told them that is not factual information that they were given. It is in the state of Missouri. In Missouri, they have to take missing persons reports. They have to put that person in the NCIC immediately, and they have to start searching. So basically, this family member was told that police aren't even going to do anything for 7 to 10 days. That is not a true statement. They do have to actively get out and start looking for the person. I had already checked on the person, and they were already out in the database. So I'm not really sure why someone would tell somebody that it takes 7 to 10 days. That's not true at all. I did have another case out of South Carolina where the family's being told they can't put out a missing persons report. That is not true either. I did send that family member the state statute saying that that report has to be taken and they have to immediately get them in the database and stuff. So if you guys are still having issues with law enforcement putting out missing persons reports and stuff, reach out to someone. The state statutes, like I said before, I've never came across one state yet that doesn't have a state statute that says that they have to take that report, get them in the database, and get them located. I will tell you guys, I didn't get my background changed, but Thomas Seth Redwolf, he was actually located and is back with his family. So I thought I would let you guys know that he has been located. This next case is another case out of Nebraska that I have covered before. Jason Smith, he went missing October 18th of 2022 in Omaha, Nebraska. He was 38 at the time of his disappearance. He is now 39, 6'2", 320 pounds, brown hair and hazel eyes. He does wear glasses, and he does have medical conditions that do require his medication. Jason had last spoke to a family member on October 18th of 2022, said he was going camping with friends in their RV in Pine Bluff, Wyoming. Family are not sure who the friends were that he was going with, and no one has seen or spoken to him since. Police have done some searches, but have been unsuccessful in locating Jason. If you have any information regarding Jason's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Omaha, Nebraska Police Department Special Victims Unit at 402-444-5818 or the Nebraska Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. So there's never been confirmation on whether or not he actually did take a trip, but I know that police have been actively trying to locate him. This is another case out of Nebraska that I have covered before. This is Merrill Glenn Soule. He went missing out of Omaha, Nebraska on October 1st, 2015, 55 years old. He's now 62. He is between 5'8" and 5'10", 180 pounds, gray hair, and brown eyes. He is missing some of his front teeth. He is enrolled in the Santee Sioux Nation. He has a tip of his nose is missing. He has scars on his forehead, left wrist, and his nose. He had previous frostbite on his foot, which makes it difficult for him to walk. Merrill has tattoos on his left arm, left forearm, and finger. On one of his arms, it says Indian, which is in that picture below. Merrill was last seen wearing dark blue pants, green sweatshirt, a camo jacket, and the veteran's hat. He was carrying a black backpack. He also is known to be homeless. He had been dropped off on the interstate at Grand Islands, Nebraska's exit. He was heading back to Omaha. If you have any information regarding Merrill's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the Omaha, Nebraska Police Department at 402-444-4127 or call the FBI Omaha office at 402-493-8688 or the Nebraska Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. And hoping that someone out there knows something about him and getting Merrill back to his family. This, I am covering a lot of Nebraska today, you guys, going back and covering some of these cases that I have covered previously, but getting them all updated and back out to you guys. So this is Rose M. Fields. She is missing too out of Omaha, Nebraska on December 22nd, 2000. At the time of her disappearance, she was 36. She is now 59, 5'3" to 5'5", 140 to 150 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Both of her ears are pierced. She does have a scar on her left wrist and her right hand. She does stay at homeless shelters. She does have a tattoo with initials RF on her right wrist and Leland on her right hand. She has Lone Star on her left wrist. Rose was last seen at her relative's residence in the 1500 block of Pine Street there in Omaha. She was wearing a black jacket with a hood, blue sweatshirt, and blue jeans. If you have any information regarding Rose's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Omaha, Nebraska Police Department at 402-444-4127. This is a new case that I came across and made a flyer for. This is Lauren Wilholt out of Melrose Park, Illinois. She went missing on December 30th, 2022. She was 30 years old and is now 31. 5'6", 120 pounds, brown hair, and green eyes. She does have broken or missing teeth in the front, and she does wear her hair in braids sometimes. She has a tattoo of a heart on her face below her left eye and a Chinese symbol on her stomach. Those are pictured there for you guys. Lauren was last seen leaving her home at Palmer's Drive in Melrose Park, Illinois, early morning of December 31st, 2022. However, police were able to possibly identify her to have been at the location 3000 block of North Manham in Franklin Park after she had left her home. She was seen wearing a green, black, and tan camouflage sweatshirt, which you can see pictured there at that bottom picture, and wearing clear framed sunglasses. Lauren could be heading to Chicago or Franklin Park, Illinois. There's a possibility that she was seen in Indianapolis early April 2023, but that has never been confirmed or rolled out. She could be in surrounding states as well. This is not like Lauren to not be active on social media and to not have contact with anyone. Family is concerned for her safety and her well-being. If you have any information regarding Lauren's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Cook County, Illinois Sheriff's Department at 312-603-6444. And it would be good if anybody that has information out there to please, contact the police department and let them know what you know. One of the other things that I would kind of like to cover today is there's been a lot of human remains that have been located and found recently. And I was talking to a family about the fact that they feel like it takes so long for DNA to be completed and recognized. I did share about some remains that were found about 3 years ago. They still have not been able to figure out who that person is. So I always like to tell family and loved ones and friends that, when you have a missing persons report, out there, especially these cases that are going on 6 months or longer, really forced to get DNA in, get them in the NamUs database, get that DNA in there. Always be looking for any type of, if you see something where remains have been found, check it out, call law enforcement. If you think there's a possibility, it could be your loved one. I know this is stuff that we don't like to talk about, but it's stuff that, needs to be done in order if something has happened and getting your loved one or someone else's loved one located. So it's always good to be able to provide any type of DNA where they can get all that in the database and stuff. And when remains are located, you guys, reaching out to law enforcement and letting them, let them know that you think it could be a possibility, or seeing if it's a possibility that could be your loved one. So that was something I really wanted to cover today about, why it's important, to keep watch but also have that stuff on file so law enforcement does have it and they can run it if they possibly believe that they could. It could possibly be your loved one. And law enforcement also at times will reach out to you guys, but it never hurts for you guys to reach out to them as well. This next case I have covered is Ryan Eaglebull out of Pierre, South Dakota. He went missing on November 7th, 2022. He's 60 years old, 5'9", 208 pounds, black hair and brown eyes. Ryan may have a skateboard with him. If you have any information regarding Ryan's disappearance or his whereabouts, please call Pierre, South Dakota Police Department at 605-773-7410. And again, if you have any information, feel free. You can always leave a message or a comment on my page or other pages if you don't want to call law enforcement, but you can always be anonymous when you call law enforcement as well. This is Summit Von Shadow I have covered him before when he actually went missing back in July 19th of 2022 at McCool Junction, Nebraska. He's 15 years old, 5'10" to 6 foot, 160 pounds, brown hair, and hazel eyes. He has no tattoos, scars, or piercing. He doesn't have his ID. It is unknown if he did have his cell phone at the time. He could be using the nickname Bassman. He's had some activity on social media when he first disappeared, but there has not been any since. And he could be riding a bike, and he could be in York, Nebraska area. If you have any information regarding someone's disappearance or you know his whereabouts, please call the York County, Nebraska Sheriff's Office 402-362-4927 or the Nebraska Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 877-441-5678. I have talked to his loved ones not too long ago. They still, if someone would see this or anything, that they love him and they're hoping that he will reach out to them and get him home. This next case is out of St. Clair, Missouri. This is Tiffany Rochelle Whitley, or she could be going by the last name Roberts. She went missing on May 4th, 2023. 31 years old, 5'5", 150 pounds, brown hair and brown eyes. She does have her ears and nose piercings. She does have multiple tattoos on her arms. I have one, you can kind of see them a little bit in the top photos and in this photo here. From what I understand, some of them are stars, as you can see, going up her arm with some writing as well. Tiffany was last seen on foot after she left a vehicle that was in the Burger King drive-thru and went across the street to the fast lane. She was wearing a black short sleeve shirt, jean shorts, and tennis shoes. She only took her purse and her phone. From what I understand, she had 2 other bags with her, but she did leave those in the vehicle. Tiffany had been texting her boyfriend after she had went missing. However, there has been no communication with her since May 4th, 2023. However, there was a call from her Facebook account, and she's heard in the background screaming like she is in pain or being hurt, asking for help and saying it like she was talking to somebody. Her social media goes on and off from time to time. Some of the messages that have been sent on her phone are coming from someone else talking, saying that her wrist is broken, and also other threatening things. There is concern for Tiffany's safety and her well-being. She could be in the St. Clair, Missouri or Eureka, Missouri area. If you have any information regarding Tiffany's disappearance or known whereabouts, please call 911 or the St. Clair, Missouri Police Department at 636-629-1313. I will tell you that someone did reach out to my Facebook saying that they had spoken to her and that she is safe and, not missing or whatever. However, I will tell you, just because if it's true that you had contact with her, it does not change the fact that she has an active missing persons report out there. She will need to contact law enforcement in order to get that closed out. From what I understand, that there's been several different statements across the board, but she is actively missing. She does have an active missing persons report. So if Tiffany, if you're out there and you see this, please contact loved ones. I know a lot of them have been reaching out to you. Contact the police. And if she does reach out to anybody, you guys need to be calling the police immediately, letting them know that she has had contact with you, because there is concern for her safety as well. So again, just to let you guys know, just because someone contacts you, says they're okay, that missing persons report is going to stay open until police have contact with that individual. And normally, very rarely will they close a case without physically seeing that person. So if Tiffany would reach out to anybody or reach out to the individual, again, that's something that you need to tell her and get her in contact with law enforcement or have her reach out to another loved one. The last case that I am going to cover today, I have covered in the past. This is Jordan Elaine Smith, missing out of Concord, North Carolina on April 4th, 2021. She was 27 years old. She is now 29. 5'5", 120 to 150 pounds, blonde hair and brown eyes. As you can see, she does dye her hair different colors. Jordan has a left eye dermal piercing, tongue, ears, nose, and in the middle of her upper lip and below her lower lip, she has piercings. She has a tattoo on her chest with lips with the name Cohen with a crown over the K and sterling with a red heart on the back of her neck. Leopard print down on her right arm, which has brass knuckles in it, and on her shoulder, and a gun on the lower inside of the print. She has other tattoos on the top of her hand, a skull with flowers on her left shoulder, back figures with letters and a pitchfork symbol, and her lower left inside arm. I do have those photographs there for you guys to see, pictures of her tattoos. She is also known as Jordan Barbie. Jordan had been staying at a hotel in Kannapolis and was reported by a friend that she had left with an unknown, short, chubby, tattooed white male from the QT convenience store located at Cloverleaf Plaza in Kannapolis/Concord area. She is known to frequent different homes in the Kannapolis, North Carolina area. If you have any information regarding Jordan's disappearance or you know her whereabouts, please call the Concord, North Carolina Police Department at 704-786-9155. I will tell you that there is a Facebook page out there with her as well. You can always submit tips, give support to her family. I know she has been gone for quite a while. Her family is concerned. And it's not like her to really take off. She is very much loved. So, Jordan, if you do see this, please reach out. You can reach out to my page or anything like that to get you back home. I know that your family is very concerned and are hoping to hear from you. That is all I really have for you guys today. I'm doing this during my lunch hour. If you guys have any other cases that you want me to cover, I am planning on trying to do another podcast later on this week or maybe this weekend on Saturday. If there's any cases that you guys want to have covered, that would be great. Just let me know. If you guys have any other questions, always feel free to reach out to me. But again, keep your guys' heads up. We're always here. You can always contact me anytime and to give you guys support. I do know that I have a couple of families that are waiting on some DNA evidence to come back on some remains. So hopefully those will come in soon so the family knows what is going on in those cases. But like I said, always be aware of those cases. I do try to get a lot of those sent over to you guys where you guys can view them, but I know that there has been a lot of remains that are getting found. Also, with hunting season, like with the mushroom hunting and stuff like that, or if you're out hiking or anything, please be aware of your surroundings. Look around. If there's something that's out of place, make sure to contact local law enforcement. Let them know, mark it, don't touch it, but mark the area so it's able to be found again, because several of the cases that have been recently found are cases where someone was out hunting or a farmer or something and they came across human remains. So I would love to see everybody come home that is missing. You guys are always in my prayers. So like I said, if there's anything I can do, just let me know. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you later. Thanks for joining.